What it do, homies? It's your boy David. I'm back today. We back here on my NF journey, continuing with some more NF. How could you leave us? Let's go ahead, shut up, and turn it up. This might be a story about him leaving his family to pursue his goals, or death.
We waited for you, but you just left us.
Oh,
We needed you.
pills.
I needed you. Yo, I don't know what it's like to be addicted to pills, but I do know what it's like to be a witness to kills. Mama told me she loved me. I'm thinking this isn't real. I think of you when I get a whiff of that cigarette smell. Yeah. Welcome to the bottom of hell. They say pain is a prison. Let me out of my cell. You say you proud of me, but you don't know me that well. Sit in my room, tears running down my face, and I yell.
Okay. So NF is taking this is interesting, taking a different approach to this, right? Generally, whenever I hear kind of songs like this, you hear it from the perspective of the person that's going through the issues, or at least, in my experience with some of this music, that's what I've heard. But he's telling it from the secondhand smoke type of from experience. This is the type of things that I've gone through because of the things that you were doing. Right? Because that again, NF with the relatable stuff. I'm pretty sure most of us, well, I won't say most of us, but those of you who have experienced something like this, where you're not necessarily, like you said, addicted to anything, but you've witnessed what it's like to be a witness to somebody. Yeah, wow. Okay. It's definitely happened in my life. It's definitely happened in my life, and yeah, it's not fun. So once again, NF is about to be speaking to us.
But you don't know me that well. Sit in my room, tears running down my face, and I yell into my pillowcases. Say you coming to get us, then call a minute later just to tell us you're not. I'm humiliated. I'm in a room with the parent that I don't barely know. Some lady in the corner watching us while she's taking notes. I don't get it, mom. Don't you wanna watch your babies grow? I guess pills are more important. All you have to say is no. But you won't do it, will you? You gon' keep popping till them pills kill you. I know you're gone, but I can still feel you. Why would you leave us? Why would you leave us? How could you leave us? How could you leave us? Why would you leave us? I got this picture.
It's when you're okay. I'm guessing that, and I don't know all of NF's story, and I feel like he might have said it, but I might be just be forgetting. If his mother kind of, I don't want to say like the word I want to say, so I'm just gonna say if his mother unalived herself when he was young. I feel like as a kid, you don't necessarily know what's going on, right? Your mind just can't wrap it around it, so your body just starts doing things, or you might just over, depression or whatnot. I didn't experience this, but I was a witness to this when my dad divorced his first wife, and I saw my younger brother, and he just wouldn't get out of bed, and I couldn't understand why. My parents were never together, so I didn't understand the effect that a parent leaving, whether it be, would have on an effect, right? And then it's one of the things where as you get older, right, that you start forming your brain starts being able to form more cognitive thoughts that you start putting two and two together, right? And that can cause frustration later on in your life, right? When you start thinking about stuff, when you start putting yourself in a situation, even worse, when you start having kids and you start looking at life through the eyes of a parent, right? And then all of a sudden, these feelings that you didn't know was inside you just comes out, and you're just like, now that I know what it's like to be a parent, how could you have done this? I can't understand this rage. And a lot of that is the fact that, it's too late to do anything about it. So what do you do, right? What do you do? What NF does is he puts it into his music. So this is some powerful stuff.
So in my room moment it kills me. But I don't need a picture of my mom, I need the real thing. Now a relationship is something we won't ever have, but why do I feel like I lost something that I never had?
So it's almost like these are the words put to his child mind. These are the things that he was going through but didn't have the cognitive ability to lay out, right? So this is like NF's chance to kind of just lay it all out, the type of stuff that he was going through when he was a child that he didn't have the words to speak out about. And in a way, this is clarity, if you will, right? Writing this stuff down, getting this stuff out, getting out of your head in a more cohesive way. And I wouldn't be surprised if NF returns to some of the music that he makes, right? As a form of therapy. I mean, this whole entire thing is called therapy session. So it's not too far of a reach.
You should have been there when I graduated. Told me you love me and congratulations. Instead you left us at the window waiting. Where you at, Mom? What you young to understand? Where you at, huh? Yeah, I know them drugs that got you held captive. I can see it in your eyes, they got your mind captured. Some say it's fun to get the high, but I am not laughing. And what you don't realize and what you're not grasping, that I was nothing but a kid who couldn't understand it. I ain't gonna say that I forgive you cause it hasn't happened. I thought that maybe I'd feel better as time passes. If you really cared for me, then where you at then? Why would you leave us? Why would you leave us? How could you leave us? How could you leave us?
Bro, man, I got 2 kids of my own, you know what I mean? And, I go to work, I come home and they run to me like I'm just like the highlight of their day. Like they've been sitting around kind of chilling with mom because, my wife is a stay-at-home mom and, I'm the sole income provider and everything of the house. And they just come running to me when they get really super excited and everything. And I can't even fathom the thought of just not being here for them. Like they don't even know what they're doing. I mean, how many of us remember when we're 3 years old? It's all involuntary bodily experience. You know what I mean? Man,
why would you leave us?
Involuntary, is that the word?
Our last conversation, you and I sat in the living room talking about my music and I brought you something to listen to.
Okay. Now I have some context. It wasn't when he was a child. It was when he was older. Okay.
You started crying, telling me this isn't you. A couple weeks later, guess you were singing a different tune. You took them pills for the last time, didn't you? They took you from us once, I guess they came back to finish you. Crying my eyes out in the studio is difficult. Music is the only place that I can go to speak to you. It took everything inside of me not to scream at your funeral. Sitting in my chair, that person talking was pitiful. I wish you were here, mama, but every time I picture you, all I feel is pain. I hate the way I remember you. They found you on the floor. I could tell you felt hollow. Gave everything you had plus your life to them pill bottles. You gave everything you had plus your life to them pill bottles. Don't know if you hear me or not, but if you're still watching, why? Why would you leave us? Why would you leave us? How could you leave us? How could you leave us? Why would you leave us?
Yo, see, this is why NF says he makes real music, right? The amount of courage that it takes to be this vulnerable in front of as big of an audience that he has takes courage, right? Letting people in to the very, very deepest, darkest pits of your soul, the things that make you cry. Like this is the type of stuff that people want to see, right? Because life is not peachy out here. For a lot of us, a lot of us are like really, really struggling. And, the last thing we need to see is somebody flashing their chains and eating filet mignons and driving in Bentleys and Mercedes and everything. Only thing that does is give us like wishful hoping, it doesn't really solve any type of issues. But the relatability factor that NF has in his music is what makes it real, right? He makes this music because your actual, they come from an actual real place deep inside, right? These emotions, his experience and stuff. And there's not a lot of artists that would do something like this, right? Mostly because of the label that they're signed to, they're not going to see much money in it. You're just like, oh man, we trying to get people hype and everything. This ain't going to have a lot of replay value. People don't want to come and be sad when they watch your stuff. They want to be able to take away, make themselves feel better. But being relatable is another way of therapy, right? Showing somebody else that you're going through the same thing to make people feel like they're not alone. I'm pretty sure there's a whole bunch of you. Well, these videos don't necessarily perform well. I found that the only reactions that perform well when it comes to any reactions I do to NF are the ones that's like hard hitting, rapping and everything. I'd be surprised if this does well. But this is the real stuff. You know what I mean? This is the connection. This is how NF has placed value on himself as an artist. It makes you care for the artist, right? And then the music is kind of like a bonus, right? If an artist is able to get you to care about the value of them, then it makes their music hit that much more harder. And that's what NF has done.
Sometimes I think about things like,
Now, this is true.
when I have kids and like, you won't be there, you won't be there for any of that.
Dang.
I'll never get to see you again. Sometimes I wish I would have just called you. I wish I would have just picked up the phone. I wish you were here. I mean, you should have been there for us. You should have been here. Bill's got you, right?
Dang.
And Bill's got you, right? I wish you were here.
Man, I didn't expect it to be that heavy, man. Oh my goodness. Yeah, NF, wow. Letting us more into his life. But yeah, that thought about if he had kids, they're never gonna be able to. It's like a mixture of anger and sorrow. Just like, wow, just my goodness. Yeah. Gonna need some time to kind of process something like this. This is only the second reaction of the day, and I got about 3 more to get through. So I definitely gotta kind of rewind and kind of get my mind right, because I wasn't expecting this to be this heavy. But then again, I wouldn't have it any other way. You know what I mean? This is what NF means when he says real music, real emotion, nothing fake. So anyways, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed the content, leave a like and subscribe. Dave's out.